بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we began a brief دوباره عبارت رو شروع میکنم. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we began a brief commentary of Quran. We got to chapter An'am, the 6th chapter of Quran, which is revealed in Mecca. It has 165 verses. Please listen to verse 63 and 64.
قل من ينجيكم من ظلمات البر والبحر تدعونه تضرعا وخفية لئن أنجانا من هذه لنكونن من الشاكرين قل الله ينجيكم منها ومن كل كرب ثم أنتم تشركون.
Say, who is it that delivers you from the dangers of the land and the sea, when you call upon him openly, humiliating yourselves, and in secret? If he delivers us from these, we should certainly be of the grateful ones. قل الله ينجيكم منها ومن كل كرب ثم أنتم تشركون. Say, Allah delivers you from them and from every distress, but again you set up others with him. After talking about bringing people to Resurrection Day and to account for Resurrection Day, then Allah says, remember that who is the one who can help you in the time of difficulties and problems. When you face some problems, either you call openly Allah in front of others, or you call Allah in a high voice, or in a secret. تَزَرُّعًا وَخُفْيَةً. Tazarru, it means openly, or you shout in a high voice, or khufya, it means in a secret. When you face problems, is there anybody to save you and protect you? من ظلمات البر والبحر. Zulumat means darkness. Darkness of bar or bahr. Bar means land, bahr means sea. When it is darkness, it means we cannot see very well. ظلمات البر والبحر, it means the time that we cannot find the truth. We don't know how to protect ourselves. We don't know how to save ourselves, defend ourselves. Allah says, is there anybody or who is the person to protect you in such a time? Still Allah doesn't answer. Only Allah encourages us to think about it. In many verses of Quran, we will see that Allah is referring us to our intellect or our conscience. Allah says, you tell us, what should I do with you? كَفَى بِنَفْسِكَ حَسِيبًا. Here Allah says, who can protect you? Who can save you? In other verses, Allah says, if Allah wants to punish you, is there anybody to protect you? Then Allah answers Himself and says, there is nobody except Him. First, Allah encourages us to think about ourselves. Then Allah says, لَإِنْ أَنْجَانَا مِنْ هَذِهِ لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الشَّاكِرِينَ. And when you pray to Allah, تَذَرُّعًا وَخُفْيَةً, you say لَإِنْ أَنْجَانَا, if Allah protect us, if Allah save us, لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الشَّاكِرِينَ, definitely we will be among grateful people. Allah says when you face problems, you say to the Lord, oh, the Lord, help me. I promise. Then I remember you all the time. Then I obey you. Then I'm not going to disobey and commit sin anymore. Then Allah answers and says to the Prophet, O Muhammad, tell them, قُلْ اللَّهُ يُنَجِّيكُمْ مِنْهَا. Tell Allah is the one who protect you, who save you. Minha, it means min al-zulumat, from darkness, from problems, disasters, calamities. وَمِن كُلِّ كَرْبٍ, from any disasters, any problems, the one that you call and the one that you don't pay attention to that. You don't remember now. Either you call or not, Allah is going to protect you from all. ثُمَّ أَنْتُمْ تُشْرِكُونَ. But Allah says, but still, you will not appreciate. When we save you and protect you, then again you set up others with Allah. It means when you will be protected, you start to thank people and say, this person has saved me. This country has protected us. This group of people gave us the sustenance. It means you set somebody else or others with Allah regarding to creation, regarding to sustenance, regarding to helping, protecting. It means when you are facing problems with pure intention, تَذَرُّعًا وَخُفْيَةً, openly and secretly, you cry and you say to the Lord, Lord, help me. And when we protect you, we save you, immediately you start to worship somebody else. You associate somebody else with Allah, and overall Allah says you will not be a grateful person. The same meaning we have in other verses of Quran, that Allah complains from people and says, when you face problems, you talk to the Lord by your heart and you promise a lot. And when we save you, still you go back and you start to commit sin again. In chapter Yunus, verse 12, Allah says, وَإِذَا مَسَّ الْإِنسَانَ الضُّرُّ دَعَانَا لِجَنْبِهِ أَوْ غَائِدًا أَوْ غَائِمًا. Allah says, and when affliction touches a man, he calls on us and asks us to help him, whether laying on his side, like sleeping, or sitting or standing. It means in all different circumstances, in all positions, they call Allah and he calls Allah. But فَلَمَّا كَشَفْنَا عَنْهُ ضُرَّهُ مَرَّ كَأَن لَّمْ يَدْعُنَا إِلَى ضُرٍّ مَسَّهُ. But when we remove his affliction and we help him from him, he passes on as though he had never called on us. He leaves us as he didn't talk to us immediately. A few minutes ago you were crying, and now you are protected, you were saved, and now you started to disobey Allah. Allah says, yes, you are the one. On account of an affliction that touched him, as he didn't call Allah to solve such a problems. Allah criticizes people and says, when you face problems, overall you call Allah, and when you will be protected, immediately you will forget Allah. If you are in sea and you face problems, you feel that you are going to die, really you call Allah with pure intention, and you believe only in one God, And you do not associate anybody with God, because in that circumstances nobody can help you except God. And when we protect you, and when we bring you to the shore, you start to do again and to go back to your position. There are a few messages that we can get from this verse. One, Allah wants to advise us and encourage us to refer to our conscience and our intellect and says, قُلْ مَنْ يُنَجِّيكُم مِّن ظُلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ. Tell who is the one who protects you and save you from the darkness of the land and the sea. If we think properly, as Allah says, the answer is only Allah, and we know that. Allah says in the time of difficulty, تَدْعُونَهُ تَضَرُّعًا وَخُفْيَةً. You will not associate anybody or anything with God. You call God openly and secretly, and you know nobody can help you. But when you will be protected, you go back. ثُمَّ أَنْتُمْ تُشْرِكُونَ. It means you start to associate something else with God or somebody else with Allah regarding to your creation, your sustenance, your support, or anything else. And Allah criticized because Allah wants to remind us every second there is a possibility that we face problems. But one day it will be too late, and that day is the judgment day, the time of death, when we ask Allah to help us and Allah says, that's enough, I gave you a chance and you did not appreciate and the time is over. We ask Allah to help us to get ready for such a time. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.